SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom was first released on October 31st, 2003 for the Xbox, GameCube, PlayStation 2, PC, and Game Boy Advance 16 years ago today. It was mostly reviewed positively, but ultimately flew under the radar and did not become a big hit, but rather a cult hit. But as the years went on, the game would go on to have a second life, not only within the gaming sphere as a whole, but also as a very popular game to speedrun. This all culminated in a remake of the game by Purple Lamp Studios set to release sometime in 2020. So does this game deserve its status as a cult classic, and does it deserve to be remade? Let's find out. In another attempt to steal the Krabby Patty's secret formula, Plankton creates a robot army to do his bidding using his newest invention, the Duplicatortron 3000. Unfortunately, he forgets to have his Obey Plankton switch set to obey, and the robots turn on him and proceed to go haywire all over Bikini Bottom. At the same time, SpongeBob and Patrick are playing with toy robots and decide to wish for them to become real. Waking up the next day, SpongeBob comes to find his house along with the rest of Bikini Bottom in ruins. Thinking that he was the one responsible for this, SpongeBob vows to save Bikini Bottom from the evil robot Scourge. It's always a challenge to create a 3D version of a 2D show, and when it's done, it never looks 100% accurate, especially with the limited technology Heavy Iron was working with back in 2003. Despite this, everything in the game looks on point to its show counterpart. All the locations, characters, and buildings look great in 3D. On top of that, the visuals in general look great. They've managed to convey the many aesthetics and tones visually for each level precisely, like the warmness of Goo Lagoon and the denseness of the kelp forest. This is your classic 3D platformer combined with the minor amounts of collectathoning. You'll explore the huge multi-layered semi-sandboxy levels and collect golden spatulas to unlock new levels, shiny objects which are used to open new paths. You unlock challenges to get more spatulas, and can be given to Mr. Krabs for even more spatulas. There are also Patrick's Lost Socks, which every 10 you find rewards you yet another golden spatula. All the while, you'll be fighting against many unique robot types ranging in size and difficulty to destroy. To get golden spatulas, you must perform many different tasks ranging from robot battle arenas and boss fights, to bungee jumping to destroy tikis, completing slides under a time limit, or even a huge room-spanning rolling ball puzzle. There are also boss fights against gigantic robot doppelgangers of the main cast, King Jellyfish, the supervillain Prawn, and a duel against the Flying Dutchman himself. Use the left stick to move while the right stick controls the camera. A jumps, hitting A twice double jumps, and X does a basic attack for all three characters. As SpongeBob, holding down B will rev up the bubble attack or cause a bubble bounce if you're in the air. Y will do a bubble bash, and pressing left trigger will shoot out the cruise bubble. As Patrick, you hit B while in front of a tiki, throw fruit, or disabled robot to have Patrick pick it up and throw it again by hitting B. He could also do a belly flop if B is hit while he is in the air. And finally, as Sandy, you could glide by hitting A twice, then holding it down, as well as lasso enemies, tikis, and the Texas swinging hooks by hitting B. There are 16 levels spanning across all corners of Bikini Bottom, all of which are locations that were taken directly from the show. From the rolling green hills of Jellyfish Fields to the deep depths of the Mermalair to the sinister Flying Dutchman's graveyard. There is also the main hub, which is home to many iconic buildings from the show, such as SpongeBob's Pineapple House, the Krusty Krab, and the Chum Bucket. Finally, there are the areas that you fight the bosses in, which were perfectly chosen. The Poseidome, which is a huge wrestling arena, a closed-off part of the industrial park with moving conveyor belts and acid pools, and finally a destroyed Chum Bucket laboratory with the huge Duplicatortron as an awesome backdrop. Overall, this game is easy. Most golden spatulas are simply given to you when completing part of a level, most of the bosses are easy and you could skip areas completely. That's not to say that there aren't any hard parts like the Mr. Krabs Dream Challenge, the Robot Patrick boss, beating Mermaidman's slide time in the kelp forest, and the infamous rolling ballroom. But in the end, this game is basically a cakewalk. The music is perfect, there is not a single bad track in the game. They all fit the bill perfectly for their levels, conveying their different themes and locations precisely, such as the calming and playful track used for Jellyfish Fields, the boring and mundane track used for downtown Bikini Bottom to the deep and disturbing track of Rock Bottom and the scary rock of the Flying Dutchman's Graveyard. My favorite tracks would have to include Goo Lagoon, Rock Bottom, the Murmur Lair, the Flying Dutchman's Graveyard, and of course, the Chumbucket Lab. So is this game deserving of its title as a cult hit, and does it deserve to be remade? I would have to say the answer is an overwhelming yes. In a time when licensed games were slapped together as a quick cash grab, this game stands out for actually having effort be put into the product. Despite being a bit too easy, with fun gameplay, great music, and respect for the source material, it's a wonder why this game didn't become a huge hit. Well, at least with the remake, we know that many gamers who didn't play this as a child, and the many more who were born after the 6th generation and have only heard about the game recently, will finally be able to play the best SpongeBob SquarePants video game ever made. So if you haven't figured out yet, I'd easily give this game a recommendation, whether it's the 2003 original or 2020 remake. Thanks for watching.